My neighbor gave me this 1957 Ford 640 tractor for free. It had been sitting several years before I got it and would not run. The first thing I did was drain the fuel in the carburetor, and it was disgusting, so I decided to clean it. While that was happening, I charged the battery. So yesterday, when I took the carburetor off, I noticed the fuel was not flowing to the carburetor. So now I'm going to tackle that. I do see a little shut off in here, right there. All right, so here's where the fuel would come out. That valve down there is clogged. Let's get it off and see what we can do. In order to easily get at that fuel shutoff valve, I had to first remove the cowling. All right. And then remove the fuel tank. All right, now I'll get that valve off of there. And we snap the bolt off. This was the first major issue I ran into. The bolt snapped off while I was removing it. So I had to drill out that bolt and then tap it. Okay, so here's where I'm at now. I put this back on the gas tank. With this closed, it's definitely leaking out of here. So now, due to the fuel coming out of the shutoff valve, I had to remove that rivet and replace this O-ring here. Here I am just putting a new O-ring on. And then I had to re-tap where that rivet was. All right. So I could insert a screw. Found one. Now she's captive again. Closed, open. Alright, so I just tested it and we got her. So now that the fuel shutoff valve is working correctly and not leaking, I can put the fuel tank back on the tractor. I reinstalled the carburetor and filled her up with good, fresh, non-ethanol gas. Let's see, we're in neutral. That battery's way too dead to do this. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Got a new battery. Replaced the shoddy cable that was going to the starter. See if there's any difference. All right, now it gets fun. With the new battery finally turning the engine over correctly, I could check for spark, and I was not getting any. So first I replaced the spark plug wires because they were dry rotted. Then I cleaned the points on the distributor cap and rotor head. All right, moment of truth, round 3. The float is a little sticky despite cleaning the carburetor, so I'm just tapping on it here. The steering on this tractor is all locked up, so feel free to follow along as I fix that as well.